medical advice from a non-medical professional,
Right.
and I wouldn't recommend that anyone does that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Go with what the medical professionals have to say because they've been trained in this field and everything. So, I mean, definitely. And I've heard some interesting things from the medical professionals. Everything from gargle, drinking hot water. I think hot water with salt to some other kind of things that they are recommending that you can see on the CDC report. In addition to the washing of the hands and things of that nature, and the use of the hand sanitizer. So I can definitely see where that's going. Dean, did you want to have a comment to what he had to say?
Not right now, bro. I'm still listening, so I might have one shortly.
All right, give you a chance to think it through. Gotcha. No problem at all. But Derek, tell people how you and Nicole got involved, and if Nicole wants to talk about how she found out about the Purpose-Driven University, that would be wonderful too, because I know y'all are not in the same area. I know you as being around this area and having some contacts with other parts of North Carolina, but she's in Columbus, South Carolina, so that's one state over. So how did she find you? How did you find out about her story? What was it about her story that attracted you to wanting her to be part of the Purpose-Driven University?
I'm gonna let her take the lead on that one.
All right. You want to take the lead as to how you found out about it?
Yes. I found out about Mr. Drakeford, Purpose University. Said I have a lot of LinkedIn followers. At the time when I met Mr. Drakeford, I was in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. That's how we met. We spoke briefly on LinkedIn. He told me what it is that we do. I talked about my purpose and, just talking in general. And we scheduled a time to meet. I met with him. I gave him my ID, talked about my life history, and that is he told me of the classes to take the Purpose University. And what he instructed me to do after I took the class, helped me create the website, and then that's when he mentioned to me about my writing a book about my pain. And the book, titled Being a Teenage Girl, because that is where everything is that point. And so I actually didn't want to because I'm really private. So when he told me about it, I said, no, I'm not. And it had been spoken to me before about my testimony and writing a book. Moving forward, I eventually did write a book and had the book just for my team. But once the book was published, he purchased the book. A lot of followers purchased the book. Businesses started purchasing the book, and I was like, wait, people hear about my story. And so, again, like I said, it's not men are not omitting the book. I've had math instructors. My book has been sold in New Jersey, New York, Dakota, everywhere. And I might have a little book that's doing that later. So when I'm not published it yet, but I've been doing a lot of writing for my second book. So Mr. Drakeford is very professional. Love what he does. He does a lot in the Raleigh area. I have sent people to him to help with getting the nonprofit started. So I really appreciate him doing that and what he does.
Definitely, he's definitely done some amazing work in the area. Now, tell us a little bit more about the book. Like I said, we talked about what you do with the workshops, but tell us a little bit more about the book. You said that the book, I guess, deals a little bit about your own life story. So if you don't mind, share a little bit about what that life story is and what it is that makes your story unique and why people would be interested in reading the book.
Well, again, I said my book, in the beginning of the book, I talked about identity crisis. So, being a kid, I was trying to find out who I was. And I had a lot of turmoil and pain in my youth. And so I also talked about the building character. Now, that part is where the teen pregnancy came. Religious family, although there was a trend there. I've been in foster care, and I've been physically abused, from the hands of people that said that they love me. So, not who I was. I mean, I was a teenager, so I was looking for love in the wrong places. And then, I talked about finding my purpose. That's what I'm doing now. Organization, Divine Girls. And I give back to the community.
And it's very important to find your purpose. And sometimes we find our purpose later in life. I know a good friend of mine who actually advertises here because she has her own esthetician business and everything. I think that she didn't find her purpose until after she had gotten divorced and has she had 4 kids of her own and had gone through some abusive situations as well. And then she had also been, those 4 kids have now had, I lose track, they've either got 4 or 5 grandkids. So she's got a number of people that she is responsible for and is now using some of that background that she had to educate people while she's working a day job because apparently we're still buying cars because she's just recently got a job at a car dealership. So she's selling cars, but at the same time using her life story to kind of help heal people. And she has not written her book yet, but I do know that she talked about wanting to write that book in addition to, she's already put out an album, but she wants to put out an album that deals more with that and possibly some theater stuff. So I might have to put you and Miss Nikki Hall in touch with each other because she's been involved in a number of things of this kind of purpose-driven life. So I think that both of you, meaning both you, Nicole, and you, Derek, that she might be a good person for both of you to talk with and share with and figure out ways that y'all can help others also.
That would be great.
Mark,
yes,
Mark Lee, I think
Derek?
it's also time for the Mark Lee book to come out.
I would love to talk to you about getting the book out that we're doing it. And we can also do it. We can get my book out. We can get my dad's book out. We got a couple of books that probably need to come out, including some books of my wisdom and everything. And we might just do a straight talk book. So it might be a combination of me and my partner in crime sharing some of our stories that we've gotten from this show as well. It might be more than one book. It might be 2 or 3 books.
Well, here's what I found in research. Right, I went to Chapel Hill High School. I had nothing but white teachers until 11th grade. I had my first African-American teacher, an African-American male named Mr. Williams. And he forced me to read the book Narrative of a Life by Frederick Douglass.
Uh-huh.
And it changed my life. And I realized that day that people are overcome by the word of your testimony.
Oh yeah.
You can read books on physics, you can read books on science, you can read books on this, but once people read the book on Mark Lee's life, it can change their life.
They can see things I did right. They might see things that I might have wanted to do different. Cause I'm not going to say that I've done everything that I wanted to do correctly either, because I'm sure there's, as you have had, we have all made some turns in our life where we're sitting there going like, what the heck was I thinking? Like I remember one time I went all the way to Miami thinking that, actually went to Boca Raton, thinking I was pursuing a job, but there was a young lady in Miami that I thought I was going to be pursuing as well, not realizing that Miami and Boca Raton aren't exactly as close as they look on the map.
And that's what Nicole's book talks about. It uses her testimony to help young girls envision a new life. And Nicole, give us the name of your book and where we can get it online. I've read it. It's great. Where can I get it online?
Yes, please do that, Nicole. Do tell folks how they can reach it.
So the name of the book is Being a Teenage Girl. You can purchase the book on Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com.
Okay. So it's available on both of those venues. And is there any sort of this might be a question both for you and Derek. Is there any sort of video version or movie version or anything that you're working on that might share this story on another platform? Because a lot of times people that have books, those books become, movies, they become TV shows. So are there any other kind of venues that you're looking at to possibly share the book with?
Woo! Right now, no. I would say no, and as Mr. Drakeford knows me, I say no to everything. Not that it's not possible later, but right now, but who knows what the future brings? I may, but right now I don't have anything right now.
The future may have that in your future, like you said. Only time will tell whether that comes about or not. But you may turn around and it may be in your future that is something that is supposed to happen, and I'm sure that many people would be interested in hearing that story because while we know that there's definitely the literary community, we also know that this is a very much of a mass media community. So sometimes the story has to be shown on that mass media avenue as well. So we might have to find a way that it becomes, like I said, either a movie or a TV show.
That would be awesome.
And Mark,
yeah, go ahead, Derek.
Mark, we do have some resources on video through our e-courses.
Uh-huh.
So, again, that's a free course. It's on learnpurpose.teachable.com. I've been blessed to write 8 books, and we've turned those into 8 e-courses with videos, and you can get them on that website there.
Cool. And to both of you, what are some of the things, you talk about a purpose-driven life, what are some of the things that, how would you define for both of you and Nicole, what a purpose-driven life means to you and the others that might be listening and are trying to figure out what we're talking about when we say a purpose-driven life? What does that mean to you, and how would you go about creating that purpose-driven life without giving all the secrets of the book? So the book is free. The class is being offered free. So a lot of this they can get by going to the classes. We do want them to do that, but if you can just give them like a little bit of a teaser as to what they might learn.
I'm going to let Nicole go first.
All right, Nicole, you go first.
I'm a little nervous, so I'm trying not to let that show. That's why I'm smiling. So I guess one thing at a time. So you're asking me what the purpose-driven life is?
Yes.
Is that asking? Oh. Well, for me, the purpose-driven life is what it is that it's your ministry. It's the things that you come out of. So in return, it's alcoholic. Your purpose in life is to use your testimony, being an alcoholic, telling people what it is to be an alcoholic and how to come out of alcoholism. My purpose, with me, it was teen pregnancy among, I've been through divorce and other things too. So whatever you come out of, your testimony, that's your purpose. And it's not meant to go through it alone. It's meant to be shared with other people because you never know what someone else may be going through. And it may be the exact identical thing that you came out of. So for me, that's what your purpose is. That's what fulfilling your purpose is sharing your testimony with other people so that they can come out of it too.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback right on that, Mark. I agree with that fully. That's the essence of my book, Finding Your Purpose in 15 Minutes, and our app, the Purpose University app. When I was teaching at Shaw University, 15 years ago, I had a colleague there, Dr. William Thurston, who would tell me, Drakeford, your purpose in life is birthed out of your pain. Your purpose in life is birthed out of your pain. Part of the reason that these black activists fight for black rights is because they've been through painful racist experiences, right?
Right.
Part of the reason that these doctors are putting themselves in danger is because in their childhoods they had loved ones who died who needed a doctor. Mm-hmm. So what pushes us to do our work in a way that's authentic is having real pain that identifies with the work.
Gotcha.
and being honest with ourselves. For me, it was my parents' divorce.